Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Simply Defensive. I'm Josh Mason. With me, as ever, my co-host Wade Wells.
What's up?
And today we've got with us Ken, aka Monkey Dragon. Ken,
Howdy.
you mind introducing yourself to the happy folks?
Sure. Yeah. I'm Monkey Dragon. I'm a DEFCON 858 member here in San Diego. Also co-founder of Hard Hat Brigade. So hopefully we can talk a little bit about them later. But yeah, I love the community. I'm so excited to be on and looking forward to having some great conversation with y'all.
Yeah. Are you allowed to say what you do as a blue teamer? Even though I know the answer is
Sure.
everything.
The team I'm on does a bit of everything. But primary focus, incident response, dealing with threat detection engineering, threat hunting as it comes up. Try to engage with other teams to help them improve their security posture, much like the rest of the department. But yeah, when the fire's big, we come and try to get rid of the bad people and hopefully improve things so that they stay out.
Nice.
Awesome.
You're the first IR person we've had on.
No,
that's
no.
your primary. No?
No, not even. No.
Okay.
Blake.
You'll correct me later. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Blake,
Wow.
that's all Blake does
Wow.
is IR.
Yeah, sorry, Blake. Yep. There we go. Okay. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Glad to have you here, Ken.
It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Before we get into like blue teamer stuff, we were about to talk about war driving right before we went live.
Nice.
So, no, let's do your spiel. What is it? How do you do it? Where you go with it? Why should I do it?
Right. Okay. So war driving. I think actually Mr. Bill gives a great talk about this. You guys might have to consider trying to get him on here.
Oh,
but
probably.
War driving in and of itself is, we're going out there just checking out what's being broadcasted, right? We're looking for any wireless that's out there. So Wi-Fi, we'll look at Bluetooth, but we're not really concerned about those. We all contribute to a website called Wiggle, wigle.net. The folks that run that are some of the nicest people you'll meet at summer camp. So if you're there, go say hi. They'd love to hear from you. But at the end of the day, it's for fun. It's for community. If you're into OSINT, it's great for OSINT. And if anything, it's good for kind of planning like little minor projects, like where am I going to go try and get more internet points? Because, we thrive on internet points because, we're all kind of nerdy in just a little way, but it's a lot of fun. And it's also a way to engage with folks that are curious about wireless security too, as that's part of what we actually, we'll see like, hey, what kind of security is there? It's all passive. I will note that for all the folks that go like, oh my God, there's war in the word. What is it? So it's again, it's a real fun way to engage. And we're actually going to be probably chatting with a few new folks that have actually been joining meetings at F858 to kind of bring them into the fold, get them excited about it, help them build their own rigs. And you can use something as simple as a mobile device.
Nice.
If you have Android, you can run the Wiggle app on there, or you can go for broke and build some of the rigs we've seen at summer camp are so bespoke, so amazing that you just kind of go, I don't know how to compete with that. But at the end of the day, we all enjoy the camaraderie, the fun. And yeah, I've met some of the coolest people through war driving.
Some good bonding.
How did you get started in that? Like the intro I've had of war driving was that it happened way back in the day when Wi-Fi was fresh and new. It would shock things onto like the sidewalk outside of a coffee shop. You're like, this does not have WPA2.
That absolutely. Yeah. That's how it was way back when. So I went to my first 858 meeting many moons ago. And it was through a friend that I had met, Fuzzing Panda. They'd mentioned, oh my gosh, my friend's giving a talk about their hard hat for DEF CON. You should go to the DEF CON meeting. And I'm like, I've heard of DEF CON, but I've never been. So they're like, no, just go. It'll be so fun. So I'm like, all right, I go check it out. And by the end of the meeting, I go, oh my gosh, my people, I'm coming every month now to these meetings. So Mr. Bill had actually put Kismet on his hard hat to do war driving. And the big part of the hard hat was it's something that's easy to see in the crowds at DEF CON. So I could talk a little bit more about that a bit later. But yeah, basically my first foray into war driving was hearing about Kismet, which, I had been doing self-study up to that point for a number of years because I wanted to shift into cybersecurity. But it was kind of like, oh, this is a thing. This seems fun. Oh, there's a bunch of us doing this. Oh, okay, this is great. Okay. Oh, we need to have gentlemen's agreements about where to go because we're all in the same city. So we honor that, but everybody gets a few months if a new um, apartment complex goes up in their area. But after that, is game.
I will play the noob. What is Kismet?
So Kismet is let's see here. It's an application. I think that one's written by Dragorn, if I remember correctly, and it's a great passive uh wireless sniffing application. So you can grab PCAPs with it. You can see quite a bit of things, right? So you can also have GPS coinciding with that. So you can actually generate packets out of Kismet to supply to Wiggle, but it's really good from a blue teaming perspective because you get a good idea of what's around you. You can enumerate in the environment. It's great for engagements, whether you're red team or blue team, to see just kind of like, hey, what's going on here? But because it's passive, it's great if you need to play a super low profile too. So
Yeah.
that's one thing to consider versus like, say, a better cap where you're actually, doing packet injection or even just trying to do deauth packets to get people to connect to you to get that handshake. So yeah, Kismet is great. Dragworn is phenomenal, an amazing human being. Definitely go to Discords and say hi. But yeah, hopefully that gave you an idea of what Kismet is.
No, yeah,
I should
definitely.
probably send a link or something to you.
No,
You
we'll
should
throw
check
it in
out.
the show.
It's great.
We'll throw it in
We'll
the show
put it in
notes.
show
We're
notes.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. But I
So
love Kismet. It's awesome.
when you do this war driving, I know the answer to this, but I want Josh, how long do you go for?
Oh, that could be anywhere from I'm driving to the office to actually I just had a high school reunion up north. And so I actually wardrove the entire way up there, all the way up to Northern California. Good run. I think I ended up getting between the drive up, the drive back, and a little bit around town, like another 31,500 new access points to Wiggle.
Wow.
So that was great. I got some movement this month. So I think I'm sitting at like 48,000 new for the month. And I'll plug real quick right now, and then we can tell details later.
Yeah.
But Hard Hat Brigade hosts a 24-hour war driving event mid-October. So we can bring that up a little bit later. But October 19th, put it on your calendars.
Nice.
No, go for it. So, what is the Hard Hat Brigade? We'll go for it. We'll just
Okay,
continue
cool.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make it easy.
All right. So again, back to my first meeting at DEF CON 858. Mr. Bill showed his hard hat, right? And so the big thing was, how do I engage with people at DEF CON? Because at that point, he had mentioned there'd been this huge shift where LineCon used to be a lot of people talking with each other, but then LineCon became a bunch of people looking at their phones. And he's like, well, this is kind of a bummer. Like, I go to DEF CON to hang out and engage with people, talk about security, talk about hacking, talk about so many things, and it wasn't happening. So I think he'd mentioned in years prior, he'd seen a handful of the folks that had just some of the coolest, like top hats, steampunk, like different kinds of accoutrements, and that kind of piqued his interest. He's like, all right, well, maybe there's a way to leverage this type of ornamental type, gear to catch people's eyes. And so he thought, well, I also want to make it like easy to access. If somebody else is like, oh, I want to do that, that's kind of cool. So he decided on a hard hat, put Kismet Classic on there. If I recall, he had just a Raspberry Pi Zero W on there, and then he had like I think it was an old TP-Link dongle. Can't remember if it had a display or not on there, but he had some LEDs for party mode just in case the battery ran out on there. And it was just a cool low key, like everything was on the outside so you could see like what the components were in the setup. And then of course labels everywhere, right? The classic "this is not a step" sticker and things like that, right? All those things were just part of it. And so it allowed for folks to come up and go like, what's going on up there? And so he's like, oh, it's working. So that inspired me. So I went to my first DEF CON, had a blast, over inundated with everything. Like, oh my gosh, what's this? Go see the Church of Wi-Fi give a talk. Go see, just go see El Cantaro, Dark Matter, just so many of the big names that are in RF's hackerspace. Woody, all those folks there. I'm just like, all right, this is like the coolest place ever. So I decided I'm going to make a hard hat and I'm going to go learn about Kismet and do all that stuff. So I ended up doing my first hard hat, ran Kismet Classic on there, put a display on the front of it so people could see the interface and kind of go like, all right, like here's what's actually going. Here's what the environment looks like. Here's somebody putting all the lyrics up for Rickrolls right now. Like, you're out there. I see you. Right. And just kind of just get people excited about it. And so after that year, Mr. Bill and I were like, well, this is kind of cool and fortuitous. We should try and do something with this. So we just decided we co-founded Hard Hat Brigade, and I think we've been doing it now for 6 years now, something like that, 5 or 6 years.
I thought it was
sounds about
longer,
right.
to tell you the truth.
Yeah, right. It's funny. Like I have to think about them all. How long have I been doing all this stuff? So I
How-
want to say it's like 6 years. Yeah.
How many people do you think you have total? Because I know a lot of people, especially like we're both in San Diego. If you didn't know I was in San Diego, then boo on you for not reading the giant flag behind me. But I know there's a lot of people in San Diego that are part of the Hard Hat Brigade, right? And having you and Mr. Bill as a resource for that is definitely easy. And I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
like I've wanted to build one. I just don't have free time. But
Totally.
how many
understandable.
people do you guys have total, like even outside San Diego and everywhere? Because I have met them in the wild, clear across
Yes.
this United States, and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't realize it's made it this far,
Right?
you
Yeah.
wanna
No.
build a hard hat.
dude.
Please do, man. So here's the cool thing, right? The hard hat's it's the canvas, and you get to be the artist that decides what's on there. That's the cool
Yeah.
thing. The other reason why we picked hard hat was, again, going back to accessibility, right? You can hop on Amazon or go to Home Depot and for like $15 get a hard hat, and that makes
For
it
free.
easy and accessible, right? Harbor Freight, yeah,
Harbor
gosh,
Freight,
you can get them
$3.
cheaper,
Anthony certified.
right? Yeah, exactly. Boom, right? You're like, this is even a legitimate one. It's not just ornamental. And so that was the other reason for the hard hats. And then, as we've kind of dug into them more, it's like, wow, they come in tons of different shapes and colors, and it's kind of great in that way. So it can speak their personality. But as far as how many people are part of Hard Hat Brigade, man, that's a good question. So there are 5 of us that run it, and we're bringing a 6th person in to run it. We haven't had like an official meeting with the 6th person yet. We're looking forward to that because they brought it so much to this year at the community space, and so it was like, okay, like they're amazing. Yeah, they need to be part of helping us keep growing this. But I'm trying to think. We've had It's got to be somewhere in like the 75, probably be somewhere
Alright.
between
Wow.
50 and 100 people.
Okay,
It's a good number of
It's
people.
a good number, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how many people participated in the last couple 24-hour war drives.
Do you
We
think
had
a
pretty good
majority of
show up
that
for
is
that.
like
Are
people
they
seeing you at DEF CON or what?
Probably.
are they tied together, the war driving and the hard hat brigade?
Not necessarily. Like we all happen to like Mr. Bill and I war drive quite a bit, and the other
Mhm.
gentlemen do as well. COD Segfault's one of the ones. So we got Segfault, B Covey, and Arrowmon. Those are kind of like the 5 of us that run it. We're bringing in the 6. I'll keep them unnamed until we've had meetings with them and whatnot, but it's official. We were like, yes, they're in. But all of us do war drive. Segfault, I think he's well north of me on the leaderboard. I think he's in top 100 or close to top 100 if he's not. I think I'm just got down into like the 150s on the leaderboard. So that's been kind of exciting. Like the last year and a half, I've put a big effort into it. So it's actually like, oh, I'm climbing the ranks. This is kind of fun. But
Sounds almost like
yeah.
Pokemon Go, except
kind of, yeah,
right. Except you need a faster ride because you want to try to get as many networks as you can instead of you walking around looking like this. You're driving around
right.
looking like that. No.
But that's the tough thing, right? You have to manage your speed because your hardware is only so quick.
Yeah, that's
So-
good point.
For a while, we were running like Raspberry Pis in our cars, and the sweet spot was like 20 miles an hour through neighborhoods, which
Ooh.
is great
Yeah.
when you're like just kind of going through and,
sure.
have a story, right? Because the story is important just in case somebody's like, hey, what you doing, buddy? You're like, oh, just checking out this open house down here.
Cruising.
Right? But then we
So
have
San Diego. Just random
Right,
people
but then
drive
we
down
got-
the street all the time.
Then we got this device. So Segfault made this, which is a remix of this is the version 2 of kind of the remix from the Joseph Hewitt board, the UK War Driver board. So this has got 2 ESP32s and a BW16, and this is stellar. This thing is phenomenal. So I would say I'll see if I can get a link to it from Segfault because I know he's doing production runs of it.
Is it just looking for signals, grabbing the SSID, and then uploading that to the app, or
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we're looking for BSSID, SSID, if it has security, what that happens to be, the GPS coordinates that
at the
data
point.
was observed, and then like all of that goes into a big CSV essentially, and then those files are sent up to Wiggle. They process it, so they'll actually take all those data points and trilaterate it, so that's kind of like, all right, this access point's probably here and there and things like that. So they put a lot of work into it, and it's a phenomenal project. I think it's been 22 years or so,
Oh wow,
if I remember
I did not
correctly. They've
realize
been
it was
running
that
it.
long. Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of like, it's like you can tell how much passion fuels Wiggle, not just from the community that supports it, but from the people that run it and curate it. And,
Yeah.
you know, to be part of that passion project, even if I'm just a contributor, is exciting and fun. And to be able to see them at summer camp is like, oh, you guys are the best.
It makes me think of like, do you know if people use Wiggle for like the OSINT portion of a pen test? Like just to use like
Um,
BSSID as like the name of a company or
I would say yes. Yeah. If you're aware of Wiggle and you're a member and you're a contributor on there, then yeah, you could definitely use it. I know I've used it for engagements at the office, and it came handy for something I'm writing a talk on. I don't think I can go into too many details on the exact event, but essentially, we're got called in to do threat hunting we had a detection from one of our customers, and they wanted to kind of be like, hey, we think it's this. Can you jump on and confirm? And so I'm like, yep, threat hunt there, commercial airline space. And then I'm like, okay, well, heck, why not? Let's see if this BSSID is on Wiggle. And it was. So I'm like, okay, well, I have some new pieces of information. And thankfully, the lead on that other team was also a contributor to Wiggle at
Oh
some
wow.
point.
Okay.
And so they're like, here, and go, oh, you're a war driver too. Okay, we're going to get along just fine. But yeah, I think they had actually just presented at Aviation ISAC on from their perspective, and I heard it was well received. So kudos to that team for doing a great job, and you know, thanks for letting me ride along on that one. Early mornings, I think I was threat hunting like from 3 to 5 in the morning for a number of nights on
That's
those
some good
ones.
stuff
So
right there.
it was a fun engagement. But yes, so the answer is yes, absolutely. Um, the data on Wiggle does come in handy. Obviously, you'd also be looking at Shodan and some of the other places,
Mhm.
but
or
oddly enough, like the data, because the data is fed by the community and it's not just like something crawling the web, I think it speaks volumes to the commitment of the folks that are generating those packets to send to Wiggle, but it also speaks volumes of like, you know, how much we care about the quality of that data. And then also if privacy comes into play, like the curators will absolutely remove your data from there. And they're very happy to do that. You know, they're a great group of folks. I don't want it to seem like it's something that it isn't. It's
Mhm.
probably one of, you know, I feel like my data is safe there, unlike many
Okay.
other places.
I was about to say that's hard to say about most places. Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Based on the quality of the individuals that run Wiggle, like I, yeah, they're tremendous. They're an asset to the community. Damn it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh, one
Yes.
How'd
one
you
thing,
how'd you get in with these groups? Like
just the DEFCON
like get
Um.
group.
started in all like in the
Yeah.
war
Or
driving.
how'd you get
Honestly, with
started in
this
security? Like, where did you start
Okay, yeah,
before
yeah.
security. Okay. Sure. So
his job before
all right.
security was cool?
So let's see here. So I worked craft beer for a number of years. I actually worked production before moving over into IT. Just because that's how things landed up when I moved down to San Diego in 2008. It's like there was nothing, couple small contract jobs, and then I'm like, I could do warehousing. Got into craft beer, did that. So at least from production perspective, anything post fermentation I've done. So I can do all that stuff pretty well. Although it's been a number of years since I've touched that stuff. But it was a great opportunity to learn about production at scale, which oddly enough kind of goes hand in hand with some of the things that we need to do as professionals, whether it's development, working with other teams and such. So
The Phoenix
there's one
Project.
day.
That's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm sitting there one day. I've got one of the other guys on desktop. We're like, you know, we're having a conversation. We can't do this forever because this is like, well, it doesn't pay enough. One and two, like we're going to be bored out of our minds. So I'm like, you know, what are you interested in? And here I am thinking, oh, I'm going to do computer network. And he goes, I want to go do networking. I'm like, oh, well,
God damn it.
okay, damn it. Cool. Well, maybe I'll do security because at that point, I was managing our door access system. So, understanding about control groups, ACLs, all those things, and just kind of going like, okay, so I have some concepts of security, and then also just like the mischievous nature of a techie kid growing up. All that fueled into there. And so I'm like, all right, let me go there. So then I went to ISSA Summit, LA Summit 9, had a great time there. I took a blue team focus course from um, Kevin Caldwell, I think was
I
his
can't
name.
believe
I
you
might be.
remember all these cons and these names. Like I went to a bunch of
Oh,
stuff. I don't remember any of it. Like
yeah. This one was cool because it was like, I remember that course being really cool and just thinking about like, oh, like this guy's obviously got his act together. And he says I remember one thing, if I recall correctly, he's like, yeah, I purposely love having the blue team course next door to the red team course. So if it's a 2-day course, we all get to teach everybody everything. And on day 2, I go knock on their door and go, hey, you guys want to do an exercise? How about we set up an environment and you try to steal data? He's like, I haven't lost yet.
Oh, gosh, I love that.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just like, that's that passion, fueled from his experiences. And the fact that he said, any one of you in my courses, if you want to reach out at some point down the road, please absolutely do. Here's my contact information, to which I've done a couple times. And he absolutely responded. So I'm like, wow, okay, this is great. So that was cool. It was a great first experience. The keynote was awesome, talking about leadership. That keynote talk has stuck with me, thinking about what leadership looks like. But then me being like, oh, I'm the craft beer guy. And everybody's like, oh, you're from craft beer. Everybody's from a tech company. So I'm like, well, you guys are all in suits. I'll sit in the back. That's when I started talking with Panda, who's a good friend now for many years. And they'd suggested that like, oh, you should go see my friend, Mr. Bill, give his talk on his hard hat. Then I went to my first DEF CON meeting and I'm like, oh, well, this is awfully cool. And then I just continued learning from then, just whether it was taking a workshop or going to another conference locally. And eventually I got to go to my first hacker conference at TourCon. And that blew my mind. I'm like, this is the community that I want to spend time with. I want to go hang out with the Wades and Jasons out there all the time. Be like, these are the coolest people ever. Like, look at all the cool shit they get to do every day. I want to do that. And so I continued on that focus. And I think of just over time, with education, with exposure to people, talking, and slowly growing the network, it's just kind of, it started gaining steam. And it's kind of like, oh, not only is this really fun and engaging, like maybe I can do this for work.
your network has definitely gained steam, right? The one thing because you are very, very plugged in to the San Diego network. Like if it's like people say I'm plugged in, I think I'm semi plugged in. I think you are way more plugged in than I am, to tell you the truth. Like I don't have as much free time, but like try to list me all the things you do in security in San Diego.
Oh God. Okay. So security wise,
I don't know, like
okay.
community wise.
I feel like my hobby. Okay,
We'll say
community wise, so
right,
yeah.
right?
Okay,
Like
let's do that. So community, yeah. So 858,
DEF CON Group 858, which is
DEF
like
CON
I
Group
think
858 609. That's been
the
basically
staple.
my home as a hacker, the staple there.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. When Wild West Hackfest came down here, I did go LobbyCon that because it was midweek. I wish I could have attended. But then B-Sides San Diego has been really good. I've been at B-Sides Las Vegas.
there.
I volunteer both. Oh yeah, great people. I've enjoyed volunteering at both of those B-Sides over a number of years. And slowly stepped it up there. So going from just being like the dude that said, oh, I want to go help somebody's village out and go learn about that. And then now I'm running the Tamper Evidence Village, but then also getting an opportunity through colleagues that are in the CFP review board of B-Sides LV, getting into that. And so it's just like, it's just been kind of meeting people and going, that's really cool. I want to try that. Sure. Come on, try it out. I think that's been a lot of it is to say yes to those opportunities. Cause there was up to a certain point in my life where I go, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm good enough for that or things, right? We all go through that. Whether or not that's like the, what is it? The, oh crap.
Imposter syndrome or?
Yes. Imposter syndrome. Yes. Some of it's that, some of it's just potentially our personalities, but I got to a certain point in my life where I'm like, you got to stop doing that. It's like that's, you're probably missing out on opportunities. So I started going, all right, I'll say yes to more things. And I think part of it is that really. So yeah, there's those, and then let's see here. Go up to Irvine Underground. Obviously not San Diego, but that's a great group of folks. If
Another staple in
that's
Southern California, right?
yeah,
Shout out
that one's
Yaxis
great.
over there.
Oh yeah, just stellar. I met Yaxis oddly enough earlier on. I remember distinctly, and I told him about this. I'm like, you asked a really good question. It was an Orange County ACM meeting where we had a guest speaker in cybersecurity. And, through all the professionals there, I think Yaxis may have been a college student still at that time, close to graduating. I remember him asking a question I thought, yeah, I would have asked that too. I don't remember what the question was, but I remember like the feeling
The
of
quality of
that was a good one. That was a high quality question. And so I remember telling him that. He's like, you remember that? And then he's like, but thank you. Like, that means a lot. And so I think that's another thing too. Like, a lot of people I've met over the years have had an impact on me. And I try to remember those things because it's like, those are things that someday somebody else might have that I do for them. And if that impact is positive and good, hopefully it'll be a driving
Definitely, right?
force in the
yeah.
direction in their life.
It's
Right.
those
So,
little things
yeah.
that you accidentally do that then later have, like, these huge impacts on people that you never realize that, like, you saying that was an impact, and they
Yeah.
come back to you, like, 2 years later, like, "You remember when you said that?" I'm like, "No." Like, that sounds like something I would just spout out instantly. Like, "Well, that's how I
Right.
live
Right.
my life now." And I'm like, are you maybe you should
Well, I
rethink
wouldn't.
that."
But yeah, it's I think volunteering has been good, and I've definitely suggested to a number of folks that are trying to figure out where their place is in the San Diego like security scene. Like, hey, if you really like coming to a conference, consider volunteering because that'll get you plugged into the folks that are running this, and that might be a future, advisor. That might be a future mentor. That might be a future coworker or manager.
Right?
Yep.
And maybe
And
some
yeah,
some intelligence as well. It's like as a blue teamer, right? Having those
hmm
connections is more important, I would say, than a red teamer, just because
yeah,
we need to be able to talk to each other and easily share information. And we are not usually as trusting people. Like, I may come across super trusting and be outgoing, but like every time I meet someone, I'm like, is this person Chinese spy? Every time, without a doubt. And it isn't until we know you and trust you that we can then pass information to you and then be like, this guy's cool. Then they probably are a
yes.
Chinese spy because they've worked me well enough. But
Fact. Those are facts there.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there is that because we're relied upon to keep things safer. Hopefully
Or
they're safe to start. Yeah, there is that metric of like trust must be gained
Mhm.
mm,
prior to
Earned, right?
engaging
Yeah.
at a level. Yeah, it needs to be earned.
yeah,
Because
we're
we're not looking.
skeptical by
Yeah.
nature.
I
Yes.
especially like pre-early security community, right? You were both skeptical and assholes. And I think now it's skeptical and nice, right? Like you can still be skeptical and not be a complete dick. And
Right.
luckily, that is something that's changed in the community. And I want to say, especially like San Diego, early on, I did not like going to the community stuff in San Diego. I actually had a very like bad time the first couple things I went to. Didn't make any friends for some reason, always talking to bad people. But then going to DC 858 and then meeting you, right, really elevated that. And it's those people who are still skeptical, but you can still be nice.
Oh, yeah. Be kind, right?
Yeah.
Like our good friend Blenster. Be kind. Make it a normal thing. That should be where we're all at. Because
Right.
I right. I mean,
And if
so.
I
Oh,
mean,
go ahead. Yeah.
I'd go so far as to say if you are skeptical, your best tactic at like really finding out if the other person's real or not is to be friendly. Like social engineering 101, right? Throw it
Hmm.
right
Oh
back
yeah.
at them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh
Like we
my
were both
gosh.
skeptical of each other and happened to be the nicest people that either one saw all weekend. Now we're best friends.
That's happened
Like I
so
want to
many
hear that
times.
story.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's funny. So the be kind, right? I've had this happen a couple of times, and honestly, it makes me sad a bit. One thing I do whenever I go to the grocery store is I'll ask the teller, "Hey, how's your day going?" I've had a couple of times where they said, "You know what? You're the first person to ask me how I'm doing today." I'm like, "Well, that's a bit disconcerting." I'm like, "How long have you been on?" I get off in 5 minutes.
Ah.
I'm like, you've
Yeah.
worked an 8-hour shift and nobody was kind enough to ask you. Nobody cared enough to ask you. I'm like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And they're like, no, thank you. That made my day. So
Yeah.
I hope that more people consider that, right? And
Yeah.
then with every engagement, because I mean, again, that goes to how we're going to get the information we need out of whoever it is we're engaging with to do whatever needs to be done, right? It's like the life of desktop support was tell me what you actually did and not what you put on the ticket, because then we can fix it. I
I
can't
feel like
undo a lie.
that customer service desktop support role, all right? Like I did the same thing early on. I feel like it's definitely made a positive impact on a
Mhm.
lot of people's careers because you have to then be kind and understand that usually you can get stuff done if you're a little bit nicer to people. And when in security, you actually have to like limit people and be like, "Yeah, you can't do that anymore. I'm sorry." But
Right.
usually they're going to be a lot more okay with it if you're nice about it. But
It
we are
helps.
we are coming up on time, but we are ending with like a particular question, and I forget it, and we just recorded an episode before this, and I don't remember. But it's if you had one piece of advice to give to like a new blue teamer, right? Or like one thing you think they should learn or do or anything like that, what would it be?
I think one thing that's come up for a number of folks is don't be afraid to ask questions, because there's no such thing as a dumb question. There's only dumb answers back to you. I'm like, you cannot, you cannot ask a bad question without knowing enough information. So I'm just like, ask questions, be comfortable asking questions, and engage. Right? Like I didn't do that enough when I was younger, and I probably missed some opportunities. So I would say, ask questions for the people that are, right? Because the reason why I say that is there are those people that ask like the one question where you always go, "Oh, man, that's a really good question." Or the person up front goes like, "Why is the person asking the question that likes, and there's a story behind that for when I was shadowing the team. I can tell you guys later. But yeah, be comfortable to ask questions, and there are no bad questions. I think that's the big thing.
A little
I feel
bit.
like that's a common, definitely common thing with blue teamers, right? We
Hmm.
there's this fine line between asking questions and being annoying. So sometimes we're very hesitant on it. Then there's the people who aren't, and you're like, maybe you should have Googled it. But yeah, definitely.
I was like, that's an interesting contrast to the last
Yeah,
30.
yeah. Then the last one, right? Yeah. The
Learn
last
to
person was
Google.
like, learn how to Google. But she definitely also said like, don't be afraid to ask questions, but
Yeah.
also like Google before you ask me. Like,
It'll
don't ask me
this
what
is
port
Yes.
so
22 is.
far.
You could easily get. Yeah.
Nope. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, do a little bit of homework
It's
first, but yes.
it's one of those things of it both are good advice. Like
Hmm.
be comfortable searching and then be comfortable asking. And
Hmm.
frankly, if they show up with a smile and a gentle tone, like you might be like, oh my God, why didn't you like Google that? But at least like you don't mind their
I try to teach
presence
them
as
how to
much.
Google that, like understand how questions are hard or not. Like, could you have read the manual? The like just walk like here's how I would have found the question, right? Teach them how to fish type of deal instead of just give them
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So
Actually,
last thing, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no,
I,
I
I was
like
gonna
where you're
close.
going with that. I think I know
Okay, so
exactly.
yeah, what do you want to promote? Where can people catch you if they want to talk to you and understand more about the Hard Hat Brigade? What are some
Oh,
websites you want to provide?
yes. Okay, so for Hard Hat Brigade, we still use Twitter. I won't call it the other thing because it's Twitter, damn it. Just we're at Hard Hat Brigade. No funny letters or anything like that. I'm Monkey Dragon. The O's are zeros. Also on Twitter. Um, I'm on some of the other platforms, but I always forget to look there, so I might not respond back. I would say definitely if you're in San Diego and you're looking forward to visiting a conference besides San Diego in March, CFP's open. Probably brought that up as well.
I have
I'll
not.
probably
I
say,
haven't
okay,
talked
He is.
about.
He's been really great
I'm
for it.
pretty
oh,
good. I
okay,
try not to self promote on here to tell you the
okay.
truth, but
Well, okay. For Wade's banner, you should go there in the
yeah,
spring,
yeah,
March 29th. It's going to be a good time. I think we're really locked in as a team last year how to leverage
yeah,
that
definitely.
space. So it'll be really good. If you're looking to War Drive, Hard Hat Brigade is hosting our third 24-hour event on October 19th. So we'll definitely be posting about that to get people stoked online, but that's going to be pretty awesome. Looking forward to that. And
I
yeah,
shout
make a hard
DC
hat.
DC 858, right? Like I
858, yes.
I love how Mr. Bill really like pushes it at all like the mass meetups. But dude, DC 858 is like bulging. We need a new space because there's too many people going.
Yes.
So I'm hesitant to tell more people.
Good problem.
Yeah, no,
Right.
it's an
Yeah.
excellent problem. The community's
Yeah,
really been reaching.
we're super lucky in San Diego. I mean, not gonna lie, we've got a lot of different groups of people. The OWASP group is really strong. Just all the other kind of, I'm gonna say, more professional groups like, you know, Cloud Security Alliance and stuff like that.
Definitely more professional. Yeah, we're-
YSIS, like they're more professional, but when we do have the mixers there that the OWASP group hosts every quarter, like the opportunity to mingle with everybody is good. So I think we're really lucky. I have colleagues on the team in other cities that just like gripe about how it's so crappy where they live compared to San Diego. It's like you guys have all the groups and you actually get together. So yeah, if you're in San Diego, tacos, come eat tacos with us.
Come
That's
eat
the other
tacos,
plug, right?
I love that.
But DMs are open. Please feel free to hit me up. I try to respond. So, you know, always feel free to reach out. But yeah, love to hear from the community and look forward to engaging more.
Cool. Thank you.
Well,
sir,
thanks for
coming.
joining us. It was pretty
Thank
awesome.
you for having me. This is fun. I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, we
I'm
definitely
down.
will.
We'll do
There's so
one
much more we
after
can chat about.
after like a war driving event. I want to like go over statistics and
Okay.
maybe how to build a hard hat. That would be a good one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll follow
So-
along.
Folks, if
Sounds great.
for all of our listeners, viewers, if you want to catch that when we do it, follow us, like, subscribe, do all those things so that people keep showing up and we can keep doing this. Thank you all, and you have a great day.
See ya.
See you.